How can you find a mentor? Hey and welcome to today's video on my channel, where normally we talk about blockchain, cryptocurrencies, decentralization, and so on. Today I want to talk about a different topic. Every once in a while I throw this in. I would say every 20% of the videos we want to talk about something else. Entrepreneurship, mindset, and so on. We always get very good feedback on that. And I want to answer a question that, first of all, I personally get a lot, if I would love to be a mentor to someone, and a question that I get asked in panels a lot in general: how do you find a mentor? And I am pretty sure I know how to find a mentor. I have actually in my life had a lot of mentors, but two of them have been very, very, very important. I talk about them in my books. If you want to read the book, it's down below, 25 Stories I Would Tell My Younger Self. Obviously, I can highly recommend you reading this if you're in search for a mentor, because I talk about it in several chapters in how I find my mentor in great detail. But the key thing, and I want to really just highlight some very small things here, and then if you want to have a larger read, you can get it in the book. My very first mentor was actually Paul. I met him at an airport in New York, and I was just home on my way from Dominican Republic. I was still a professional kite surfer. I was supposed to go to an exam, medical exam, so I was doing this at the same time. And so he met me in the airport lounge there, and I was in flip-flops and like shorts, you know, like a typical surfer. And he came up to me and he was like, "Wow, isn't there a dress code here?" And I said, "Yeah, probably," and just kept walking. And then he sat next to me at the table and we had some snacks, and then he said, "So what do you do?" And we started talking, and I told him that I was a professional kite surfer and I'm traveling, I'm just flying home for my exam. And so he was really curious in listening. And then I asked him, obviously, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Well, I'm retired. I just sold my company." And I mean, I found this out later. He had just a huge exit for like $800 million, very, very big exit. And yeah, I just sold, and now, you know, I'm traveling a lot, enjoying the retired life. And so we talked a lot about flying and traveling and, you know, what is the best frequent flyer program and all kinds of things all over the place. And so it was a really nice chat. And then I boarded the plane. I think he flew to Vegas, and he spent a couple of days there, and I flew back to Innsbruck, Austria. And well, from that point on, later on, we connected on Skype. I have to admit, initially it was a bit weird because I felt, you know, like I think I was 20 and he was this 58-year-old man, right? And yeah, you just feel a bit weird, right? And you're not sure, what does this person have second thoughts? Well, anyways, we connected on Skype, and from there on, we developed a mentee-mentor relationship that obviously today it's not as deep anymore as it was 12 years ago, but we're still in touch. And today I have other mentors, right? People that I can look up to and that I learn from. And I constantly get new mentors. And so the key thing here is now, how can you get a mentor? How can you find a mentor? And I'm going to give it to you in several steps. And this is really relevant. Again, if you want to have the long and detailed version, read the book, 25 Stories I Would Tell My Younger Self. I go in there in very, very deep, extensive idea finding and a lot of examples. But the short answer to this is this. The first one is, a mentor is not going to help you to get started. It's not. A mentor is going to help you to, when you are on your way already, to not run into all the dead walls, but rather help you on your way to be faster on your way. And this is such a huge misunderstanding from people out there. People think mentors are there to motivate you. Mentors are there to tell you every single day to get started, or to help you get started, or to put work in. A mentor is not interested in that. At least none of the mentors that I have ever met. The mentors want to see you hustling. The mentors want to see you trying. The mentors want to see you having all these energy already there. And then all they're doing is to say, "Hey, try this," and you go with this. So this is the very first thing. If you are looking for a mentor, you need to be on your way. You need to be working. And so when Paul, for example, met me in New York, I mean, he didn't know me yet, but then quite quickly he got to know me. And for example, he looked up my website because he asked me about this. And he saw a lot of the stuff that I was already doing. And he saw that I was on a good track already. but there was a lot of room to optimize, right? For a lot of things, not stuff that I talk about here, but when you read the book, you can actually see all the things he optimized and he helped me with, right? This is 50 things from all over the place: relationship, business, finance, and so on, right? So read the book. I'm not kidding. I'm just kind of highlighting this stuff here. So you need to be on your way. The second thing, and that is where the biggest mistake comes in. Whenever you look for a mentor and let's say you find a person that you would love to talk to, don't go to this person and say, would you like to be my mentor? Because no one wants to do this. The only people who want to do this are people who are very significance driven, who actually don't want to be your mentor. They just want to be called a mentor, right? You're not going to attract the right person, and probably the person you would love to be your mentor is not going to be attracted by this. Go to a person and ask a specific question. I'm going to say this again. Go to the person and ask a specific question, but here, add a few things. Add 2 or 3 solutions that you've already looked for. Ask if either one of those 3 solutions is actually a good solution to the question, or if your mentor would know another option. And this was exactly actually how I and Paul connected unintentionally, because I asked him some very specific questions. In the book, I go into the details. Here, I really just want to kind of highlight it on a grand scale. And I talked to him about some problems and some solutions. And any mentor likes to help if it doesn't take him a lot of time. So many times he just wrote back yes. Sometimes he wrote back no, and then just send me a link to some solution. So this took him 15 seconds. But then he knew he had given me enough kind of input. And so now the question was, what am I going to do with all this? And this is now where the next step is very relevant, right? And that's step 4. So step 1, you need to be doing something. Step 2, when you talk to someone, you need to, don't ask for, like, do you want to be my mentor? Really go in with some very specific questions, right? Step 3, you're going to get some feedback. Step 4, you need to execute on that. If a mentor sees that he gives you feedback, but you don't listen to it, a mentor is going to be like, screw you, why am I going to work with you? No, he doesn't want to do this. The person needs to see you hustling. And that is what is really, really relevant. And then step 5 is the spaghetti example that I also talk a lot about in the book, which means you never know who's going to be actually then going to be your mentor. And I probably spoke to 1,000 people, but then it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. You throw enough spaghetti at the wall, one of them is going to stick. You don't know which one, but one will always stick. And it's the same thing with a mentor. You don't know who of these people that you ask for some very concrete advice is going to become your mentor. But if you do it with enough people, one of them will. Most people do it the exact wrong way. They go and say, hey, Julian, I'm having this crypto project. Would you like to be my mentor? I don't want to be, because I have enough shit on my plate. I have so much work, right? I don't know how to count my hours. I don't. Then I get these really lengthy emails where people are going to ask for advice, and they're going to ask for this, and they're going to ask for that. I'm not interested in reading that. I don't have the time to do this. If this was just one email, I could, but then I get this from probably 50 people a day. I can't. And I would imagine other people are even crazier busy, right? So don't do that. Go with a very simple, short answer, 2 or 3 solutions, ask which one is the best one. Many, many, many people would for sure answer that. And this is how also with my other mentor. Again, I talk about that in the book. Then I got that, and there I understood, I started to understand it. And also, for example, when I needed advice from one of the co-founders from Airbnb, same way. I don't get this by going there and then sending such a story. I get this by asking a question, 2, 3 options, do you have a better one? And maybe it's just option 1, that's going to be the reply. Fine. From there, you can see if there's some mutual interest, if there's some mutual benefits, if there's some... Also, I talk in the book about a Spanish entrepreneur who wants to learn how to kite surf, and I learned a lot from him about business. I talk about it in a different story. A lot of helpful stuff there. And then over time, you develop this mentorship. Most people do it the wrong way. Most people go into a mentorship program. Absolutely stupid. That doesn't work, right? You need to look up to people that you look up to, and then try it out. Never stop, you know? Always use the spaghetti technique, which means don't use low-quality spaghetti. Use high-quality spaghetti. Use high-quality questions, high-quality people. One of them is going to stick. So I hope that explains to you how you get a mentor. And trust me, mentors are super, super, super essential. I talk about that in my book. If you are looking for people that you want to connect with, really, this is essential. Hope that gives you value. Different topic today. Let me know if you want to hear more of that. I'm happy to share that, entrepreneurial things and so on. With this, see you at the next video. Yours truly, Julian.